my lovelies, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Evangeline and my handle is Evangeline etc. And today we are going to be reading some Reddit stories. Let's go. I don't love my kids.
Huh?
I have twins and I don't feel love towards them or my wife. I maybe once loved my wife, but that's gone now. She had postpartum depression and treated me very poorly. She can't really do anything to make up for what she did. I've never really connected with my kids either. I don't hate them, I'm just indifferent about them. I am not interested in raising them.
That's too damn bad!
My wife calls me a man-child who won't lift a finger to help the kids. Shit on me here on Reddit about how she does everything and doesn't even have the time to shower. I know her account, I read everything she writes. She's gonna leave me and I don't really feel sad about it, at least for now. I don't really love her. You are a terrible person. Is there anything else to say other than that? You literally suck. Plain and simple. You are an awful person.
You suck!
She didn't do anything wrong. You are allowed to feel like you're not getting enough attention. You're allowed to feel that way, but is it right to feel that way? Not really. And is it right to blame it on your wife? No, that's not okay. What the heck? Do I even have to say that? Ridiculous. We have a guest star. This is Salem. Say hi. She is not super nice, but she's in heat right now, so she's pretty nice. Let's continue. All right, this next one is labeled as venting, and it's titled, I love my son beyond words. I wish I could send my daughter away. I won't judge yet. I'm conflicted. I'm on a roller coaster of emotions that is largely dependent on the situation I find myself in. I'm spending time with my son. I couldn't care less about everything and anything else. We play, we talk, we explore the outside, we stay in and watch a movie, we share meals and snacks. We negotiate, compromise, move as one. We find flow and lose track of time. He's my favorite person. I happily choose to spend time with him, no matter what it is we're doing.
It is never natural to give birth to your husband.
I happily choose to spend time with him, no matter what it is we actually end up doing. Sometimes I do actually wonder if I'm insane and I've completely made him up because he does seem too good to be true. If my daughter is involved in the activity, I have one foot out the door before anything even starts. She's just difficult. She argues, won't compromise, wants things her way, is unkind, is selfish, is rude, is never happy, always has to insert herself into conversations, always needs to propose arbitrary changes, ends up having a meltdown, needs to be pulled aside and spoken to, ends up being asked to sit aside and relax, ends up being sent to her room when she slams the door and screams. That was a lot. First impression, everyone. This just sounds like a normal teenage girl. Let's continue. She doesn't get it. She's a challenge that I honestly no longer am interested in facing. I've done sticker charts, treasure boxes, promises of all kinds of things. I've tried punishments and heart-to-hearts. Her dad's talked to her, and so have other adults. It feels like she's excruciatingly slow to learn consequences. She just wants to have fun, even if it's at someone else's expense or if no one else is. I'm tired. It's stressed me out and is likely why my health is not where I want it to be. She's stressed every friendship and my marriage. I resent her very much for that. This just sounds like a teenage girl. How old is your daughter? I need to know this. How old is she? Why do you hate her so much? Why genuinely can't you figure out how to parent her?
Do better!
Clearly, she is upset because you're giving all of your attention to your son and none of it to her. She probably very much resents your son for that as well, and you. I wish that there was a return program for kids. I tried it. I gave it my all for 3 years. 3 years. You gave up on her when she was 3? When she was 3? This is not an okay thing. This is not okay. 3 years is not enough time to give up on a child. You cannot give up after 3 years on raising a kid. That's ridiculous. I did everything the experts recommended and got nowhere, so now I'd like to stop trying. I don't want to be her mom anymore. What the heck? I gave it my all for 3 years? You gave up at 3? No wonder she's acting out. Kids act out when they don't get attention from their parents. She probably doesn't even remember being 3. She doesn't remember when you gave her when you actually tried. She doesn't remember that. She only remembers that you tried with your son and not with her. No wonder she resents you. The work is nowhere near worth it. The best I can ever hope for is an uneventful moment. I want to focus on the child I love and not this pointless struggle. That's insanity. Let's go ahead and move on from that one. Right off the bat. This one I know is gonna be just crazy, insane. This one is very short and sweet. So let's go. Hey Reddit, I'm going through a tough time in my marriage. It all started because recently I entered a depression. My wife and I both have very demanding jobs. Recently, I had a new project that had me working longer hours, and that is what started my depression. It's a pretty normal issue to have. People with demanding jobs get depressed a lot. It's just normal. It's definitely something that you can get help for. There's therapy, there's medications that you can get on to help with that. There's no shortage of things you can do to help with depression. Depression is not something that you can ever cure, but it's something that you can definitely cope with. Continuing. Now going through my depression, I started confiding my coworker about how I was feeling. I thought I could trust her as a friend, but she knew I was in a vulnerable state. She took advantage of my state, and this led to an affair. So, what we're claiming here is that you were manipulated. We're not claiming that you were. So, benefit of the doubt. If you said no, that is just the plain and simple. But if you didn't say no, it is on you. You can be convinced into an affair and still say no. That's wrong. In your brain. Think hard. You know it's wrong. So why did you do it? My wife found out and are going to counseling on Monday. But this month, our marriage is on the ropes. I've been trying to get her to understand my depression and how low my mental health was, but she doesn't want to hear it. I've said all I can say, really. She took you back, which is her choice. Good for you. I don't exactly understand what you're saying here. You got what you wanted. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't have to. You're lucky she took you back at all. She didn't have to. So, be grateful that she took you back. On time. We're waiting because my cat is in front of my light. There he goes. Thank you. I'm gonna start back up, but he might go in front of the light again. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. A girl can hope, right? This one is a little bit longer than the ones we've been reading so far. So, let's go. Am I the a-hole? Goes again in front of my light. What a silly kitty. Am I the a-hole for punishing my daughter for not coming to my wedding? It depends. Why didn't she? Was it a petty reason? How did you punish her? If it was just a simple, she didn't get a piece of wedding cake, or she didn't get to partake in one of the wedding presents, if you got cornhole for wedding present, if you didn't let her play because she didn't attend your wedding, it's not a super nice thing to do, but it's not a whole thing to do. But did she have a good reason to not come? And how did you punish her? It doesn't sound good. I got married last weekend in my parents' house, which has been in the family for generations. For health reasons, only immediate family was there. So she's lucky to have gotten an invite, which is good. I invited your daughter. My daughter, 16 female, a little bit older than me, had been calling her new stepmom, 21 female, names like homewrecker and prostitute, and I have been patient with her. How old are you? My guy, how old are you? What? I gotta know. How old is this guy? He didn't say anywhere in anything yet. She assumes I left her late mother because she had breast cancer. However, I did not leave her mother for having cancer. Nobody decides to have cancer. Did she die from this cancer? Did you leave a dying woman? I have no words for that so far. Let's just However, her late mother kept using her illness to devalue me and my sense of identity. She'd criticize the way I was taking care of her, and even stuff like my hygiene or the cologne I was wearing. She's her wife. Don't you want your wife to think that you smell nice? Do you stink? If your hygiene is bad, then she was probably criticizing that you weren't taking care of her hygiene well enough. If she was this sick and she needed your help with things like hygiene and you weren't doing it well, that's not okay. It made me feel worthless, and I felt like she was projecting her own insecurities by saying the smell of my cologne was disgusting because she never made an effort to keep herself up. And despite the fact that I objectively find her disgusting sometimes, I stuck by her until my self-esteem was destroyed. You found your dying wife disgusting? Your wife can't take care of herself? Your dying wife, dying? I would work hard closing deals all day and be acknowledged for my efforts at work. Yet I'd go home and she'd criticize and nag every ounce of my being. Every ounce, I think is what it means to say. Your boss isn't going to criticize your hygiene very much if it becomes a huge issue, but your boss isn't really going to criticize that you haven't been brushing your teeth. Your boss is going to praise you for your work. He doesn't care about your hygiene. You're not being criticized for your hygiene at work because that's not your boss's job, it's your wife's job. I met her stepmom when I was in a dark place. She made me feel like I could be myself again. My wife made me feel unattractive and sad. My wife made me feel unattractive and 𝖵𝖴. And with my new wife, I felt alive. Just the fact that she appreciated me and felt physical chemistry with me made me want to do anything for her, to want to provide for her. That's when I decided not to bullshit my wife anymore and file for divorce. Before? Since then, my daughter's relatives from her mom's side had been poisoning her against me. Last weekend when I and her stepmom went to the site of the wedding early, we expected to see her drive to the wedding later, but instead she ended up going to stay with her aunt. Everyone asked where she was, and there was chaos from my side of the family locating her. As punishment, I took her car and allowance away and have taken her phone away until I feel like she can learn to be respectful towards someone I very much love. My parents have called and said that I was being too harsh. However, even when things are tough, I feel like I cannot let a child of mine believe they can do anything they want. Am I the a-hole? You are a huge a-hole. Your daughter is 16, my age. My father, he's an old father. He's on the older side of being a dad. My father is 48. The youngest that anyone would expect a father, probably around 16, especially back in the day. So, a 16-year-old born at 16 is 32. That's still a pretty big age gap. So, not only is the age gap concerning, mixed with the fact that you cheated on your wife with this woman who is much younger than you, determining if the woman is at fault. Did she know that you were married? That's how we determine that. Did she know that you were wed? Yes, you're the a-hole. If your wife didn't know that you were married, and she never found out that you were married, then she's not as much at fault. But frankly, sounds like your daughter told her exactly what happened, and she's still with you. So, seems like you might be in the wrong, and she might be as well. Your daughter is being honest. You're the a-hole, and your daughter is not. Well, my loves, that is all we have for today. This was a pretty short video, I think. After editing, I think it might be a short video, but I don't know. This is my first YouTube video. It will be posted after the About Me video that I'm gonna make, but this is the first one that's being filmed and edited. So, I hope you like my content. There's gonna be a lot of different content. This is not gonna be all I'm posting. I'm gonna post lots of girly things. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe. Turn on the notifications. And if you have any friends who might like my content, maybe share. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, comment the bow emoji in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.